Hey everybody, it's Matt Shoup back with M&E Roofing Solutions and M&E Painting. And for the last 20 years, half my life, 2 decades, I've been in residential contracting here in northern Colorado. This video that I'm about to share and things I'm going to break down in this video, it's going to be a little bit longer than the past few videos because I have a lot of things I'd like to share, a lot of things I'd like to talk about based on my experience as a contractor, but also as an experienced contractor, my wife and I, we've made bad hiring decisions when we've hired contractors. So I have this checklist that I want you to run through when you go to hire a contractor after you have a hail experience and an insurance claim. The first thing to think about is when a hailstorm happens, you're going to have, let's say, 4 things to do on the home: roofing, gutters, painting, and screens. 2 ways you can go about it. You can hire 4 different companies: a roofing company, a gutter company, a painting company, and a handyman or a screen replacement company. You can hire 4 individual contractors, or you can hire one company. For example, M&E Roofing Solutions, we would be able to take care of all of those 4 things. So it can actually be a roofing company that takes care of multiple trades. Sometimes you also have just a general contractor that can then take care of all of those trades. So determine, do you want to work with one company, one point of contact, or do you want to have 4? If you're going to work with 4, for example, you're going to have to vet all of these next things that I'm about to talk about 4 times versus 1 time. First thing, insurance. Make sure they have 3 types of insurance. Liability insurance. If one of their ladders falls, breaks a window, liability insurance covers that. Workers' compensation coverage. If that ladder falls through a window and a person's on that ladder falls through the window, workers' compensation coverage covers their medical bills and the things that can happen after that person would have to pay for. There is also a dishonesty or a performance bond. So what if the contractor runs off with your money, doesn't finish the work? A bond is going to bridge that gap to take care of and cover that work getting done, and your money possibly not being stolen and taken. Just because they say they have insurance means absolutely nothing. Make sure you have a certificate. Many times you can request to be a certificate holder, and I still wouldn't even trust that because I've seen many fraudulent certificates in my 2 decades. Is call those insurance companies, make sure that that company is legit and actually current on paying their policy. Another thing most people never check: go to the Colorado Secretary of State. See if this business is a registered business. See if they actually have an entity that collects money, where they have a business bank account, pay taxes, do all of those things. If they don't have that, they probably aren't paying contractors, employees, vendors, whatever, legally or above board anyway. That can have consequences. Are they part of the Better Business Bureau locally in your area or your market? Do they have local references and testimonials? Not just the job they did last week, because that job's obviously going to look good. How does it look 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road? So vet current and past references. I always talk to people about really determining if this company is local. Just because they have a 970 phone number doesn't mean they're local. Just because they have a local Google mailing address doesn't mean that they're local. After a hailstorm, I guarantee you 30% of the contractors that show up that are knocking on your door, that are roaming around the neighborhoods, they're from Oklahoma, they're from Texas, they're from somewhere else. They roll into town, they're going to be here 6 months, make as much money as possible, they're going to go home. You're never going to see them again. They'll take your money, but they're not going to come back to serve you later. But they'll get a local number, a local P.O. box or mailing address or a phantom ghost address, and they're perceived to be local. That's why I'd recommend check the BBB, check Google, check with neighbors, check registered Secretary of State business filings to see if they're actually legit, and see if they have involvement and a track record and a known brand and name. Have you ever seen these people before in the community? Just as you're passing through the community, the great companies out there, the great contractors, not only do they do great work for homeowners, but they're very involved, active, and present with their brand and their name in the community and around the community. And then the last thing that I would add with, because this has never failed me, and it's typically never failed anybody that I've ever talked to, is what does your gut tell you? What is that gut check? Are you talking to this person and they seem legit and honest and upfront and ethical? Or is there just something that's off about them? Most of the time, I've seen this happen so many times. My gut said something was fishy, and then they ran off with my money. My gut said something was fishy, and I found out they didn't put on the right shingle or whatever the issue was. So again, I know this video took a little bit longer than some of the other ones, but I want to make sure that you hire a solid contractor. We're one of them. We've been around 2 decades. We check all of these boxes. If for some reason though, you want to get some other references of other contractors, we work in side by side. We work in cooperation with other amazing painting, roofing, gutter, and contracting companies. So we're happy to be a source of those referrals and information for you. So thanks for checking this out, and good luck on your contractor search. Let us know if you have questions.